How do you feel when you switch to Geico and save on your car insurance? It's like finishing your laundry and successfully matching all your daughter's baby socks together on the first try.
Let's see. Panda socks, fire truck socks, socks with those cute little strawberries on them.
You matched each and every one of those tiny socks. I mean, has this ever happened in the history of laundry?
And a penguin wearing a cowboy hat socks. Done.
Enjoy the moment, Dad. You've earned it. Yep, switching and saving with Geico feels just like that. Get more with Geico.
I'm Dr. Teresa A. Smith, Dr. TAS, and welcome to Talk With TAS. I have the honor of welcoming the incomparable Alyson Williams, an Emmy-winning jazz and R&B singer. Alyson is renowned for her pure, soulful voice that transports audience to their own personal utopia. Harlem raised and immersed in music from a young age, Alyson has a rich legacy, as we know, as the First Lady of Def Jam, a trailblazing performer and a captivating actress. Beyond the stage, she's an entrepreneur, philanthropist, a mentor, inspiring the next generation of artists with a career spanning chart-topping hits like I Was Gonna Do It, Alyson. I don't know if I could do it now. Just call my name. You know, I didn't do it well, Alyson, but you know, I'm going to come running though. Broadway triumphs and her impactful community work. Alyson embodies love, light, and artistry in its finest. Let's celebrate the one and only Miss Alyson Williams.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you so much, Alyson, for joining me. Now, you are known as the First Lady of Def Jam. You had what? Say that again now.
I said that's what they say,
and it's true. It is true. Now, your career has been full of groundbreaking moments. You have performed internationally. What are some life lessons that you've learned about staying strong in a tough industry? Because you're going strong. It's not like you're slowing down. It's like you're picking up speed. So what are some lessons that you've learned?
Well, you know, it's a blessing to be able to just do what you do and be consistent and to keep yourself in the game, keep yourself in the look, keep all those balls in the air. It's not easy. And I think one of the biggest and best lessons that I've learned is that I've got to stay grounded. I've got to stay grounded mentally, physically, spiritually, especially keep my faith and, you know, always continue to be creative and find ways to reinvent and keep my, you know, keep myself relative. And I know that sounds like, well, what do you mean? I mean, what is the answer to the question? Well, it's a multi-layered answer because it's a multi-faceted question. You know, you look at yourself and you find yourself, you're a woman, you're black, you're young, you're trying to make things happen and keep your integrity. All of those things, you know, are major challenges, especially when you're in an ever-evolving and multifaceted entity, which is the entertainment business. You know, singing, dancing, acting. I do more than one thing, and that's not by accident. It is what my God has gifted me to do, and what my desire is in terms of wanting to be a full and well-rounded entertainer. So I think the biggest lesson is to stay focused and to stay faithful.
So now, Alyson, you know, if someone was looking to transform their passion into a long-term career, what advice would you give them?
I would first, I would say, you know, and this is something I didn't come up with this, but I will tell you that for all of my career, I've heard when you say music business, you say, you know, show business, the biggest word is business. So what you want to do is you want to learn as much as you can about the business. You want to immerse yourself in the ins and outs of the business and be well-versed, because that is what's going to take you further. Everybody always sees the end product. They see the highlight reel. They see Facebook. They see Instagram. Things that weren't even around really, you know, when I came around. So, you know, you saw the tinsel and the sizzle and the the shiny part, but the things that you need to know about, just so that you can protect yourself, the ins and outs, the being focused and realizing that everything that glitters ain't gold, and how to hold, don't be too eager to fall for the okie doke, because it can leave you in a place where you don't get what you think you should get, or you don't get what you reached out for, because you went for something that was just on the surface, very shiny and very appetizing, but it wasn't all it was cracked up to be. I would tell young people, and the industry has changed now. So with the internet and with social media and so on and so forth, they're walking a different path, and in many ways a path that I have to learn different things now just to keep myself in the loop, because it's done a different way. But there are still some entities that still work the same way, and they might call it old school or whatever, but there are certain things you still have to keep in place. And the one thing for sure that never changes is you have to
say that again, Alice. You went out.
No, I didn't go out. I was trying to find the words.
Okay.
You have to keep yourself together. You know what I'm saying? It's all about you. You're a human being, and you come with a certain worth, and you come with a certain, you have to respect yourself within the industry, because there's a lot of people going to throw a lot of things at you and say, oh, yeah, do this, do that, take this road, take that road. Yeah, okay. And then you realize that you end up, in the midst of a court case, and I'll just leave it at that. So I'm just saying, I would say to anybody who has a passion for this, follow your passion, but also realize that you got to stay sharp. It's about what's up here as well as your talent, and then everything else will follow.
Alyson, it's interesting that you said that, because my new word is respect. I went on and did a live recently about it. And what you just said aligns to that, because what I heard you say is, one, understand it's a business. Entertainment is a business, just like any other job. It's a business, and you have to understand that business, but you cannot lose, I'm going to say it this way, that respect that you have for yourself. Because when you respect yourself, there are just certain things you're not going to do.
Exactly.
And thank you. So now I'm beginning to understand why he got me on this respect thing, because you're right. And we can see it as things play out in all the different industries and just across the world. And it's like the moral compass, but it's also respect. They're the same, they're similar, but they're different. I got to respect me, and I have to keep that in mind as I make decisions about myself personally or professionally, regardless of what my profession is. And I think that is excellent advice for anyone who is looking to turn their passion into a long-term career. Now, Alyson, I know
everybody should follow their dream, but a lot of times you find yourself in a place, especially if you're young and you're new, there's a lot of things you don't know, or things that you think you know, and you're like, if I don't do this, or if I don't follow this, then I'm not going to get what I think I want, or it's not going to come to me, or I'm not going to be regarded, or they're not going to pay attention, or they're going to drop me to the side, or I won't be invited to the party. But don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. Your gift is enough. What you've been given, whether it's natural talent or talent that is trained, you will get to what is supposed to be for you is for you, and nobody is in control of that.
As a person who lives with type 2 diabetes, how has it how has it changed your approach to how you live and make your music now? How has, trying to make sure that everything is okay as far as your diabetes, how does that impact your work?
Well, I'm going to start out by giving a shout out to my friend Max. And Max has an organization and a foundation called Diva-betics. And when you hear the word diva, that automatically gives you shiny, fabulous, boom, boom, ba, and then the betic. So, in my world, I like to say that I like to try to work my world around diabetes, and not have to make my world work around diabetes. You know what I'm saying? So I try to speak into what living with type 2 diabetes is in terms of, there are a lot of, I'd say, very drastic, very necessary changes that people have to make in their life to keep their numbers at bay and to live a certain quality of life with diabetes. But it doesn't mean that you can't still achieve all your goals and do the things that you want to. I travel around the world for a living. It requires a lot of travel to different time zones. Finding myself traveling when most people are still in bed, knowing that I'm not going to always get my meals when I need my meals, but still I got to take my medication when I got to take my medication. I have to decide, how it's going to pan out before I hit the stage, what it's going to look like after I come off the stage, because the show doesn't stop at the thank you and good night. But then there's food and there's drink and there's socialization and not as much sleep as you should get. So all of these things are a part of living with it. But if I can do it, then certainly you can do it.
Absolutely.
So that is what it is. Like I said, I try to, I fit diabetes into my life. I don't fit my life into diabetes.
I like that.
And it is a challenge. It's a challenge every day, whether it's what I'm going to eat and when I'm going to wake up and how I have to get it in by a certain amount of hours and what I can eat. And we're coming up on the holidays now. So we know that, we have all these various things in front of us. Temptation Island all over. We have foods that not even the fact that, we got cakes and pies and this, that, and the other, but just the way we prepare food for the holidays is so much more, so much more butter, so much more seasoning, salt, sugar, it's all these things and it's richer. But, and as we grow older and mature, I'm a woman of a certain age, you just realize that there's certain things your body can't metabolize like that anymore. We can't put in all the junk we used to and be okay. We can't say, oh, I look like I put on a couple of pounds, but I want to fit into an outfit by the weekend. I just won't eat. That don't work no more.
No.
But I'm just saying, so it's about a balance, and it's about, the mental and the physical, mind, body, and soul. It's about getting in exercise. It's about getting in meditation. It's about getting in your sleep. It's about doing everything in moderation. Do I have my glass? Yes, I have my glass, but I know what I can and cannot do. You know what I'm saying? So do I have a slice of pie? Sure. Every once in a while. But if I don't have any pie anymore, I've had enough pie during my lifetime to never care about pie anymore.
Can you share a time when focusing on your mental health helped you in your life or in your career?
Well, first of all, I just want to just closing out on the talk about diabetics. When you found yourself in the throes of what could be your worst case scenario, which for a diabetic, there are many things, but say ketoacidosis, and I've experienced that. I experienced it when I first was diagnosed and didn't know what I had. And then I experienced it during COVID, which was a very scary time because COVID, although being inoculated and what have you, the two would not play well together. And it left me in a coma for 6 days. Having come through the bulk of quarantine COVID and to find myself sick to that extent. So I look at things through a different lens in terms of, what I do and how I take on my challenges, because I saw my life. Well, no, I want to say I saw my life flash before my eyes, but I didn't see it because I was in a coma on a ventilator. Everybody else saw my life almost flash before my eyes. But when you come out of it on the other side and you see how good God is and you are restored, you take into account all of those things. So that's how you try to live your life. Doesn't mean you're going to be perfect and all of a sudden you're going to stop doing everything you used to do because you're not going to be able to do that because you're just a human being. But you can do a lot better. And that leads me to even what you were talking about with mental health. Over the last few years, I've been doing a show called Old Friend. Old Friend, Alyson Williams sings tribute to the Phyllis Hyman legacy. Phyllis Hyman was a dear friend of mine, a sister friend, and struggled with mental illness challenges. And having been close to her and near to her, and especially just before she made the decision to transition herself, so many things took place on a personal level. And I was asked a year to the date of her death almost to come and join a show that was called Thank God the Beat Goes On. And we know the beat goes on. It's synonymous with the legendary Whispers. And it was a show, a stage play about the Whispers and their many years in the business. And they asked me to come and be a part of this stage play and play the role of Phyllis Hyman. And it was all coming together, like I said, when she left, how she left, what happened before she left. Then they wrote this play. Then she was in the play. Then I was playing her in the play and the whole bit. After we did 2 years of touring, the buzz was, when you going to do the Phyllis Hyman show again? And I kept saying, but I didn't do a Phyllis Hyman show. I did a show about the Whispers, and I was a part of it as Phyllis. But it made me know that I must have done something right in portraying her in the show because people wanted more. So I sat down at my dining room table and I wrote Old Friend. And as we have done it here and there and almost everywhere, but certainly not all over, I decided that the best thing to do would be to put it on not only a platform of her legacy and her music and who she was as an artist, but to speak into and open the narrative of mental health, mental wealth, mental illness, because that was her challenge. And it opened itself. It opened itself. I didn't have to think about this real hard. It came, and then it was like, wow, this makes so much sense. So as I've been doing it since Phyllis left us in '96, I believe, as I've been doing this show since the early 2000s and up until now, the reason for doing it is not just her musical legacy and the great songs and the tragedy of what happened, but now it's about trying to show people that mental illness is a disease, you know, and it does not respect beauty, celebrity, wealth, or any of those things, because she had all of those things, and also, you know, you're not alone. You know, it can take the person who is you know, in the spotlight, and it can also affect the person that is living a life of, I get up, I go to school, I go to work, I do this, I do that, and I'm not in the limelight, but still I'm suffering. And many times in the Black and brown community, we suffer silently and senselessly. And because we don't know where the help is, we don't know if we're eligible for it, or how to reach out, or if we can we open up? Can we open up and be vulnerable and be honest about what our situation is without being judged, without being beat over the head, so I want to create that safe space in as many places as I can. So that's what we're doing. Who better to tell the story of an issue with mental health issues, mental health and mental health issues than someone who went through it, than someone who suffered through it. So when you look around, everybody, I want you to keep your eyes and ears open for Old Friend. Alyson Williams sings tribute to the legendary Phyllis Hyman, because it tells a story and it's entertaining, and of course the music is the star of the show and it is her legacy, but you know, and she is one to be lifted up and lauded because of what she contributed to the industry, but it also is to reach out and help someone and make somebody understand, hey, you know, I need help, or I'm going through something, something's different. I need to talk to someone. I need to, you know, by the time I'm looking at a number for a suicide hotline, it's too late.
Yeah.
I want to get to people before they come to that place.
Well, Alyson, just call me, and
Just
I'll
call
let
my
you come.
name and I'll come running.
That's right. That's it. You know how to go with what I was trying to go with that. Now, yeah, just call me. You know, I'll open up my calendar and say, "Come on, let's run with it now," and I'll get you on the books, because you cannot, and you guys know this, you cannot find a better person than Alyson. And I am so glad that I can call her my friend. She's someone that's been at the house, and she's just the best
Thank
person.
you.
And you just don't have a lot of good people like that nowadays. And so we're so
Thank
blessed
you.
to have you. And I'm so glad that you're getting your flowers while you can smell them, because that is such an important thing. Because you have done the work, and you deserve every great thing that comes your way. You really do.
Thank you. We're
Very, very welcome.
November. Hey, baby, we love you.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, guys, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you again, Alyson. And until next time, remember, before you take care of anyone else, make sure you take care of yourself first. Bye now.
Peace.